Good morning once more, my powerful MVP families. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. This is your girl, Miss Bev, with yet another video. And it has been just like on my mind. And then today, one of you, my powerful MVP family member, you reached out and you said to me, I saw something where the first deportees came in yesterday. The first deportees came in yesterday. And I went in quickly and I saw that yes, we had 52 deportees who came into Jamaica yesterday. Now, I was trying to find the name of the lady, my friend. Let me find it here, because I did respond to you. Simply Canella. Simply Canella, welcome to the channel. You're a new subscriber here with me. You're part of the family now. And yes, so she read in the news that a plane full of deportees landed in Kingston yesterday, yesterday was January 30th. So once I responded to her comment, as usual. I always appreciate you guys. Sometimes some of you can be, I mean, again, look, my profession for over 27 years was an educator. As I said, I did 1 degree in behavioral science, so I understand some things as it relates to human behaviors and how to encourage and empower and just help people to find hope, help people to understand that they're filled with greatness and goodness. And so let those characteristics overshadow any other things that might be going on. So yes, but at no point did I tell, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor. If I make a suggestion because it worked for me as a human being, that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing some experiences, whether they're personal experiences or is their observed experiences. And so please do not come on and bash and talk. Like, I'm not pretending to be a lawyer. I don't know everything, but I'm looking at the things that are in place. I'm looking at the strategies. I'm reading things, and that is what I bring to the platform. So there's no perfection here. If you have something to contribute, if there's something I said that wasn't correct, then go ahead and say, I saw it this way, and maybe, this is what I read, or this is what from experience I would like to share that. Please, you're always welcome. You're always welcome, but please be gentle. Be gentle. Speak your truth softly. And it would be, I try to not get frustrated when people, they say some things, but that's how I am. I have been a teacher, and yes, I have been a strong, tough, loving kind of a person. But when you come in here, I don't know what angle you're coming from. I don't know what your emotional stance is. And so I appreciate every view on this channel. I appreciate every one of you take the time to watch the video and leave your point of view. I absolutely appreciate it. But we can do it without putting others down, or, we don't have to put anyone down. You come and put your point of view and let us talk. Let us just talk. So yesterday, when I read, yes, they brought in um, 52. There was one person in particular, he was away for 33 years. And for 33 years in my heart, I'm saying, why are you on a deportation thing? Why haven't you straightened out yourself for those 33 years in that country? You probably lived more years in that country than you lived in Jamaica. I know you're thrown back home on this soil that you probably don't even remember some people in your neighbor, wherever you're going to be. It's like Jamaica is going to be an interesting space now for you. So, it's like I was thinking about the topic last night because I was thinking of when the people start coming in, if those, how do people, will people know? Will they get information about, the people with AIDS, if they come back HIV positive, those people who are pedophiles, people who have been rapists and alcoholics. Well, alcoholics, Jamaica with the Jamaican white rum and but when you talk about the hardcore drug addicts, people who might rob you because they need to go get a fix for their drugs. So you're looking at all of these factors. I was making a list. Just so you know, I don't just get up and do these things. I do take some notes and then I go with the notes that I wrote. Right? So we're thinking of these people who, what about their mental health? You're going to have people who probably even the process of being sent back home here can take an effect on their mental health. Are these people going to be assessed before they are put back into the society with people, or they're going to be thrown back into society? So while we're looking at them coming back, and some people are frustrated because they have left the country for so long, some of them did nothing, they didn't give anything back. They just went, lived their lives and just lived for the moment until now and now they're coming back, and they're coming back with nothing. I said in an earlier video, I said, start preparing. This president has been saying this a long time. He called some of these little countries the SHIT, whatever countries, because he said they're not contributing to America. They're coming and they're taking and they're overwhelming. The infrastructure's there, and so he was never happy. He's not somebody who is even happy with people getting welfare in the country. He said they need to go work. Right? He is for people who are giving back. And so, weren't we listening? Or we thought it was a joke? And we think that, we're going to march and that will go away. Some things don't go away. We know who he is. That doesn't bother him. We know he talked about the kind of people he wanted in the country. They must be able to give back. And so if you know that all the time you got a chance to go away and you went away, you have not upgraded yourself. You didn't go get a trade. You didn't go back to school. You're going back to school. You don't have to depend on the government's money to go to school. You don't have to depend on loans. You can save up your money and you can go. Once you can pay for your classes, you'll get a chance to go learn. They had private institutions that would teach you. You have so many private companies where you could go get things and you can learn, and so when you're self-sufficient. But how many are coming back looking like they're lost and depending on those people who have been here already struggling to now struggle some more as they have to, maybe things, cost of living is going to go up some more in order to accommodate these people coming back. So, again, this thing is going to become a new beginning for them. This is their birthplace, but again, as I said, they might not even recognize the surroundings anymore because Jamaica has truly developed. Jamaica has truly developed. And so, a lot of things are going to be going through these people's minds if families are not available to pick them up. I remember I had a family member who got picked up, and the family, when he came back, he had gotten the opportunity to go, and he didn't make use of his time there that he got to go away, and so he had to be sent back to people where he never even sent a candy cane back to give. And when they brought him back in order to release him, somebody had to go up there to get him. It wasn't deportation. This was just him serving his time and was brought back to Jamaica. So when they brought him back, the government wasn't going to accept him. A family had to go. And his sister went, and she wasn't pleased because she's saying, you had the opportunity and you did nothing with it. And now you're coming back, and she didn't allow him to stay long in her house. She told him, you got to get it together. And luckily he found an older person, and she fell in love with him, and she took him in. And they're still together. That's a good thing about that. They stayed together. But when we have these, they're just coming back, and so you have to think about the citizens who have been here. We have to worry about the emotional state of those returning. Sometimes just the psychological stress of going through this whole process can really break people down. Again, we know that some of them are people who have committed crimes. They have done drug offenses. They have drug offenses. Violence or worse. Some might have killed people. Some of them might have been in for domestic problems where they beat up the wife, girlfriend, or whatever. And now sent back to a society that is unprepared for their return. So it looks like in the Gleaner, the government, they're doing their talks and they're doing what they do. We don't know. But it was really dawning on me if they're doing due diligence as they come back. So many of these who are coming back here, they commit these crimes, and they might have paid their debt to society in America. But can they truly manage it when they come here? When they get here, is it going to be easy for them to fall right back into that way of living? So instead of coming back and looking for better and trying to make a clean slate and try to rebuild, are they going to come and want the fancy cars, and they want the top shelf liquor, and they want the bad people attitude? And so they find spaces to connect to, instead of just coming back here and trying to rebuild. Jamaica has its issues as it is. So by God's grace, we hope that we're going to have more people coming back to rebuild and to help to help the country to surge forward instead of pushing backward and into the abyss of the crime and violence. So we look again with the mental health. And with the rise of this awareness worldwide, it's necessary for us to ask, are these individuals being evaluated before being released into society? How do we address the potential risk? How do we address them? How do we address the risk of more pedophiles coming in? We don't know their situation. We don't know. And then they're placed right next with where children are, and children become more abused and more molested, raped or killed. These are necessary questions. It's not that we're bashing anybody, because we have to be sympathetic to the fact that all of this is happening. But when you look at the big picture, it's not like they didn't know. This is not like people picked on them because they're black or because they're people. This process is happening because we made the choice. This was a choice we made. We thought about it, and we made the deliberate choice. And we know that what we do in life has consequences. And so, while we're sympathetic, we also have to look at the things that can happen if people are not properly, if things are not addressed as they're returning. In the list on the chart, there's a thing in there that I pulled up last night, and I saved it. I'm not sure where I saved it now. I'm not tech savvy like that. I can manage, but I saved it with all the pages of the numbers of people who are slated for deportation. Jamaica is not that bad. Jamaica has 5,120 something, I think 125 that are marked for deportation. But there are some countries with like 1 point something million that needs to go. A lot of the Spanish-speaking countries, Venezuela, Brazil, Mexico, I think the Panama have a lot. I'm not sure. India, a lot of them have quite a few. But I know Jamaica was 5,125, I think it was. Right? So that's what's on the list that they have already, like, they will be sent. Once they are found, they're going to be sent home. So we are going to be sympathetic, but we'll know that we know that it's going to be interesting. So the government and local communities must work together to create rehabilitation programs. It's like, I even look at it this way, like the criminals who are coming back, the crimes were done under, not under the Jamaican watch, but under their watch. But they're sending them back to Jamaica. But again, a lot of things we don't know, we don't understand it. So they have to come together and to help as they get to create a stable footing for these people to be back in this society. A lot of them coming back will be able to manage. Not everybody coming back will be mentally unstable or, or going through things. We're hoping that they will come and find themselves into training programs. Just get what they need and just be productive. Don't fall into the negative path, but find a path that will help them. I know a lot of them, if they're used to selling their drugs and making their big money, it's hard to come home and work for 5,000 a week, because we know that doesn't do much for anybody. So we're hoping, though, that they will have a change of heart, and they will come and not get caught up and make the country sink farther into the dark abyss with the crime and the violence that is just, taking away, just ripping at the cords of this small island, but that they will want to come and to be productive as they reintegrate into this country. But we're still not going to just look at every deportee as a threat, as we know that a lot of them have a lot of good in them. As I said, it's over 5,000 that will be sent back, and I'm hoping, and I know that there will be a lot of you who have worked hard and will continue to work hard wherever you are as you come home, and will have to start rebuilding. Some of you have put things into place. You might be coming home, you have a little shop already stocked. You have some pigs in a pen somewhere, you have some goats or something. So you have something to come back to. But those who were just on the streets, those who never create a stable space where they were, and they have to come here and start from scratch. Someone's not going to be so young anymore. I'm just hoping that they will come and that they will want to succeed, and as they get the support, that they will work and make it a great thing. And so if they make it, then they can contribute to society meaningfully and help their communities to become better spaces. A lot of you, I know you probably were in churches, and you will come home and continue that part of it. I'm hoping and just praying that those of you, as I keep saying it, who sent monies home, as I said, there are so many situations where monies were sent, and when people come home, there's nothing, and that can create wars and strife and mental health situations. So I'm just hoping that when you come, what you work hard for, if you worked and sent it, that it will be here to support you, and it will make the transition so much easier as you come home again to this place. So the whole point is the arrival of the deportees as they come. I know they're not coming all in one drove, no airplane, because they're being no airplane is going to be big enough to just bring all of them at once. So they'll be coming in intervals, and we know it's a complicated issue, and we have to make sure that those in charge, that you are doing your careful planning and considerations, that you are putting things in place that make sense. You're the ones with the knowledge and the know-how, and you have your teams behind you who can help you to create create the opportunity so that people can be compassionate, but don't push down the man who says, no, you left and you did what you have to do. Now you come back to take the little that we have here. What did you bring back? You left to better yourself. You should have bettered yourself. You're going to have people with those concerns. But we just hope that we can all coexist together on this little island, and that we can show compassion and love as we help those who might have fallen through the cracks. And in the end, it is not just about returning someone to their homeland. It's about ensuring they're given a fair chance at redemption, at healing, and reintegration in a society that has the power to be both forgiving and supportive. So it's two things we're working on: forgiveness and support. Don't just hit them, put yourself in their situations, and let's do the what if. Let's not use jealousy and frustration to deal with the situations. But let's look at the second chance, even though it is complex, but it can be dealt with it's in a forgiving and structured way. So that's what I have to say. I should say welcome home to those who came back. Again, just like returning residents, the only difference is that returning residents, they plan for this, for their return. They come back and they're contributing immensely to the economy here, because every dollar they spend, every tax they charge, everything they do is contribution. They're not looking to the government for a paycheck or for a handout. A lot of people have forfeited their retirement. I remember when my aunt, she never took retirement because she had better from the United States. Even though she worked as a dental nurse over the many years, she didn't run after that. A lot of people forfeited their it's a lizard out on the veranda, forfeited their NHT and all of those kind of contributions they made. And when I was here, I worked and I paid into it, but I didn't do a lot of years into it, and I would never come back to look for that, So, so returning residents, we all are. It's only that one came back willingly and came back to build and to give back, and then you have others who were forced to return, and they will need a lot of support to reintegrate into this society. So again, I've talked too much already. It's 27 minutes, but just bear with me. Let us pray for the process. Let us just continue to pray and lift each other up. I want to give a big shout out to Lickle. Let me see what the name again. A Lickle Everything Jamaican. Boy, I was just sitting here and they posted a video with Mr. Granville. And I watched their videos since I started watching them. I've been watching them since last year. But now, since I'm home, I tend to gravitate to their channel. I used to just be in the bushes watching them, never subscribed or anything. But this year, a latter part of last year, I had to subscribe. Because I'm just watching them, going to these people, climbing these hills with these bags, husband and wife together, going out there putting smiles on people's faces. So I want to give a shout out to them, to Mr. Marcel and Miss, what's her name, Miss Michelle. I know there are two M's, but I just really respect them for what they do and how they do what they do. It's really just beautiful. So today with Mr. Granville, guys, if you haven't gone to their channel, go over there, tell them Miss Bev sent you over there. But go look at the video with Mr. Granville. The most pleasant, the most appreciative. In life you do so much for some people, and they never know how to say thank you. They never know how to show appreciation. A lot of people believe that, oh, well, you did this for me, but I gave you back a bottle of water. And they don't stop to understand that. That thank you means a lot. That moment of, boy, look, I really appreciate that you took the time out to do for me or to think of me I'm looking at this little man, I said, I would be so happy to do so much for him, because he was so appreciative. When he tasted the Ensure, it's the first time he's drinking Ensure. And it just warms your heart. I'm just sitting here smiling. I mean, I even got teary-eyed for a moment, because just so appreciative. Those are the people you really want to do for. I mean, nobody wants you to, like, they talk about tooting your horn or what have you. No. Just Christ says, make a joyful noise to him. Into his course of thank, into his thing with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him. I'm not putting myself up there, but it is just showing you that Christ is saying to us that when people do for us, we must be thankful. We must be thankful. And if you ever experience people just, you know, I don't know, it's not about what people give to me. It's what people say to me, the respect, the appreciation. Those are the things that warms my heart. Even when I talk to my kids, you know, my kids used to say, Mommy, thank you, Mama, we know you made a lot of sacrifices as a single mother for us to be able to do what we do today. You know, and my son would say sometimes, Mommy, you raised us well. It makes my heart feel good, you know. He didn't give me $1,000 or the girls, but the words of appreciation, it goes deep. It brings a smile to your face, it warms your heart. And if your heart is warm, then you're in a good place. So take care, my people. Remember, if you can't be good, be careful. But walk good, do good. Like the video, share out the video, and leave your comment. You know that Miss Bev will respond to all comments. Sometimes I see people write something and I don't know how to respond to it. Sometimes you write negatives and I should give you warmth, because it doesn't make sense. We fight fire with fire. Doesn't get anywhere. We're going burn down. And at the end of the day, everybody lose. So I'm not going to be yelling and telling anybody not to, you know, I turn it around and I respond. I respond. Garfield Whitaker commented, you don't know. I don't understand what he wrote there, but he just put this up there. I don't know if he was trying to say you don't know that. I don't know what he meant, Mr. Garfield Whitaker. I don't know. You don't that the American economy will crash without access to enough cheap exploitable labor. We know that there will be a struggle because people will have to pay more as they push these people out who will work for cheap. We know that there's going to have there going to be some issues, but we didn't see it yet. We know that they might say they're pushing all these people up, but eventually they don't, because so many in America have benefited from the cheap labor of the people from Mexico, the people from Jamaica and the other islands who will come in and work for much less because they want to help their families. And so we know that now they're going to have to pay living wages. And for people who are legally in the country, you know that you will make noise when you go to the Department of Labor and to report or file a claim or something against these people. But when you are illegal, you can do that. You don't have a leg to stand on. So you just take what they pay you and call it a day. They promise you $10. You go in, they say, oh, I only have $8. And you still take it and get the job done. So I'm not saying it will fall, but I know there are going to be changes because they're going to have to pay the minimum wage at least to the people there that they will need to do the home care, the babysitting, the cooking in the restaurants, the roofing, especially the roofing people, those big contractors. They charged me $23,000 to do my roof. And the guy who came in and do everything, white guy. And the people who came in one day tore off the roof, tore off the garage roof, put the tile, oh my God. When they say, they don't talk. They don't stop for a moment to chit-chat on anything. Everybody knew what their assignment was, and everybody just went to work. And by the time evening came, by the time 4:35 came, the yard was clean, the roof was done, And the gutters were put around. I had bought new gutters as well, and the gutters were in place. And that guy came, he collected his big check, and I'm sure that those people did not get $2,000 out of that $23,000. Now that guy walks away with all of that, and he did nothing more than have the name, have a van for them to ride out in, buy the tiles for the roof, and so it's life. So we'll see what happens, Mr. Garfield Whitaker, because we know how it is when they take your services and they give you peanuts for it, and they sit behind a little space with a little phone on the desk and a secretary to answer, and they have a little room at the back where they kick back and drink coffee, and they send you out to bathe the patient and turn them and put up with the abuse, especially when you work with the Alzheimer's patients. Some of them are not quiet. Some of them are fighters. They're angry. And they send you out there. You have to go do it, or what? You don't have a job. So you have to make up your mind. And they don't put the jobs so that those tough jobs like Alzheimer's and the paraplegics, where you have to do everything, you just work with dead weight. They don't stipulate and say, well, these jobs are harder, so we pay a little bit more. Nope, it's a flat rate across the board. So you have some who are sitting down and just companions, and then you have some who are doing the heavy lifting. And then what bothered you is just like in the school when they have children who are hard to work with. Oh, send them to Miss Salmon Black. She understands them. She works well with them. No, let everybody create strategies. I have to create strategies in order to work with them. So don't do that. And you have them with, oh, Miss Beverly, you're good with those patients. You know how to. No. Don't sweet talk me to go in there and go break my back. No, don't do that. Everybody has to learn how. And so that we can all survive. Otherwise, they kill you with the worst cases. And the worst students, not worst, but the most interesting students. Always in your classroom. Always in your class. No. Go back to your teacher. They must learn how to handle you as well. Just like I learned. Don't send them here, tell them, but you understand them so well. You work so well with them. No. But make it a great day by choice, my people. I love you. I respect all of you. And let's just pray one for another. Let's just pray without ceasing. Let's just pray without ceasing so that everything will fall into place. And may God have mercy upon all of us. Make it a great day by choice.